Welcome to the Purposed Audacity podcast, where we aim to nurture, amplify voices, and inspire our community to stand boldly in their Christian identity. Join Brian and Charmian Marie weekly as they have riveting discussions surrounding healing, restoration, and purpose. This is Purposed Audacity, powered by PAJE Magazine. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Purposed Audacity. I am Charmian Marie.
And I'm Brian.
Alright, so the past couple episodes have been quite interesting, to say the least.
Yep. And we really hope that the past couple episodes have been really helping you all. We're pretty much really sharing some stuff from the heart and just our own experiences. And so we really hope and pray that you have been taking advantage of the comment section and putting those stuff in, because we really want to be able to reach out to the community and really respond to some of the things that have been said or been stated in the comments and stuff. So, feel free to share, and feel free to click the link below in regards to just jumping on the PAJE Magazine website.
And looking at the latest publication.
That's right.
Yeah.
Also to get some resources and stuff from us, Right.
And with that said, that reminds me, remember to follow the PAJE Magazine Instagram page. And we're pretty much on every platform, so just look for PAJE Magazine. But yeah, guys, so with that said, we're just gonna go ahead and jump into the topic. Right now, I don't have my phone, so I have to rely on my husband's phone. And with that said, so the topic, as you guys can see below, let's ask the question: how do we effectively balance between a passion and purpose to avoid inner conflict? Let me just say it again, right? I mean, you know my style by now. How do we effectively balance between, passion and purpose to avoid inner conflict?
Ooh.
Yeah, man, you just take this first.
What? Why? Just throw me under the bus like that. Why? I mean, passion and purpose are they can be very much intermingled, as well as they can be very separate and apart. For me, I feel passion does fuel purpose. Whatever you have a passion for, whatever you have a drive for, normally it's pretty much in line. Most often than not, it's pretty much in line with what your purpose is, or has something to do with your purpose. It's somewhere there. Even if it's like not the main thing, you're possibly gonna use it in fulfilling your purpose on this earth. And so I believe a lot of times we may have the issue is that when it comes down to the actionable movement of like, okay, what do I do now? What do I do next? How do I live out either this passion or this purpose? I think that's where the inner conflict comes from.
So interestingly, I feel that it's important for us to get on the same page in terms of what passion is and what purpose is. Okay. Right? True. Because I feel like these words fly around all the time.
That's
all
right.
the time. And, passion can easily seem like, the passion that you have for your significant other, or the passion that you have, for feeding the poor, or you get what I'm saying? Like, so there, it covers a wide cross section almost, right? So I dare say that passion, ends up being that thing that you feel most fulfilled doing. In those actions or those things that you nurture over time, that really somehow ignite your soul. Yeah. Right. So if it is missions, if it is singing, if it is videography, photography, if it is graphic design, if it is like something of the sort that sees you in your creative element, or sees you in an element where you don't have to force yourself to do it, but you're just getting up because you're fueled by it or whatever. I dare say that is the thing that you are passionate about, right? Meanwhile, your purpose is what God has breathed over you. Literally, as you were being formed in the womb and stuff, you were given a specific calling, in addition to the general purpose we all have as kingdom people, to go forth and spread the good news to all ends of the earth, So basically, in you achieving your purpose, you are basically making a contribution to achieving the greater purpose that we all share, right? So therefore, no, in establishing the two, you can see where a conflict can arise, right? Because the fact is that what you might feel very fulfilled doing or whatever is not possibly in line with the purpose that was breathed. So as much as you are saying that, your passion generally tends to be somewhere there or has to do with your purpose, that is the ideal, right?
Yeah.
But there are some persons who are very passionate about video games, and they going to video game championships. I don't know where that came from, all right? And then all of a sudden, God calls them to go to Zambia, and happen to just start speaking the gospel, or you get what I'm saying, like or maybe it's not as intense as that, but something that really sees them doing something that is outside of what they've been nurturing and feel fueled by and stuff. So then in that case now, how do you then turn from the thing that you're passionate about and feel more fueled, so fueled about and whatever, to then go pursue your purpose where possibly it's like 180 degrees the other way? Like it's a weird inner conflict.
It is weird, and it's weird, but I feel like the thing about it is that with purpose is long term, it's long lasting. It is the vehicle you can possibly put your passion in.
I love that.
Yeah, man, it's the vehicle you can possibly put your passion in, because when I think about two persons, I think about this guy named Ruslan KD. He speaks about that a lot. He's a good YouTuber. Yeah. He speaks about that a lot in the fact that his passion, he had a passion for basketball. He always had a passion for basketball and he wanted to play. But really and truly, better yet, he has a passion for music. As a matter of fact, he's an artist. But he's realizing that he started a YouTube channel, and he uses the YouTube channel to help share things about the gospel, about culture, about how do we align what is in the gospel with what we see in culture, and what does the word talk about what we're seeing and how we should act as Christians and stuff. And he's realizing that although he's always had the passion for music and he still makes music, his purpose is fulfilling more as a communicator, somebody that can help and share and teach the word. A similar person like that, we talked about Mike Todd before, he said that his passion and everything was in music, it was always gonna be music, it was gonna be a producer, it's gonna be everything. And then God said, no, you're gonna be a pastor. And he took all that passion that he had to do things big and whatever and do things in whatever way, bring it in his purpose of sharing the gospel, leading a church, brought that said passion in that. So I feel like a lot of times what we see will turn out is that even if this thing was my passion or is my passion, purpose is more long lasting, and purpose can be that vehicle that your passion definitely goes in.
I absolutely love that, because from that you recognize that the great way to address that major inner conflict is to not let your passion and purpose fight.
Yes.
Let them correlate and be in sync and stuff. Because I'll speak from a personal perspective. So I sing and write songs. I run a digital marketing agency. I create a whole lot. I also do YouTube videos. I have always been in that creative aspect. I used to do event planning. I mean, I still do, but whatever. And then I love administration. I love, that kind of a thing. And so I found, though, that based on the specific purpose that God has breathed over my life and, the prophecies and all of that, I have made sure that I've committed all of those skills that I've nurtured over the time, all of the talents that I've been born with singing and nurtured and all of these years and stuff. I found that, all right, cool, all of that is going into one, and I'm gonna give my best to God and fulfill this purpose and stuff. So I feel that the key, as we said, is recognizing purpose as the vehicle because it is long term.
Yeah.
As they say, we're playing for the long game here as long as Christ has us on this earth. And then just make sure that we are continuing to nurture our passions in the midst of that. No, so the supporting question to that now is, all right, cool. How do we actually balance the pursuit of purpose though? Because when God breathes these or the purpose of our lives on whatever, and we finally get in the place of okay, cool, seeking Him out to find our purpose and stuff like that. Sometimes it can be daunting, right? So do we then keep on trying to? Do we then abandon our passion to then figure out the purpose, or do we? You get what I'm saying? Like, is there a switch out at any point, or what do you think?
I think there is. I think there are times there can be a switch out. Because it may mean that you're gonna have to possibly learn something new. It may mean that you're gonna have to step into a realm that very much unknown to you. And in stepping, and I feel like that's just really interestingly that's what God really does. He's like, when He spoke to Abraham, He just told him that I am going to send. I need you to leave your homeland and go to a land I will send you. What?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Go to the land I will send you, or I will show you? That's completely unknown. But the first thing that Abraham had to do was leave. He had to leave. And so sometimes it's gonna take that. It starts with a yes. It starts with just stepping out. It starts with just, all right, if you said we're supposed to do this, okay, then I'll just move. And then after you make that first step, things start to line up. I believe things just start to line up.
Correct.
And as a matter of fact, the way how they line up, you may even see ways in which now you can use your the thing you have a passion for to do this. So I have a passion for seeing beautiful things, beautiful events, photography, videography, stuff like that, and really helping people to kind of bring out in the digital space and the video space and tell them stories, scribe photography.
Yeah.
But I have a passion for that. But in myself, I know there's a purpose in me to help people. I love to help people. I love to see people grow. I love to see people get better, especially men, young men, to see them grow into what they love and what God is calling them to and stuff like that. How do I know join those together? Well, I love video, so I can help through video. I can help through sharing testimony, sharing this, doing this, sharing my journey and what have you, helping others to share their journey and stuff like that. So I've now seen and found a way in which I can still do my passion and stuff. And I know it's not that easy for everybody. It's not, because your passion could be cooking and your purpose to truly run a whole administration. What does that have to do with anything? But God is supreme, and he's a beautiful creative, and there is nothing that is wasted. Right. Nothing that is wasted. So even though you might feel like, oh boy, I'm gonna have to leave this passion and what have you, but I'm telling you, nothing will be wasted. He will make a way where you will see things come full circle in how this thing that you learned maybe 5 years ago, 3 years ago, or you've been passionate about for how long, now in this new place that you're stepping in, some way, somehow, comes out, because don't worry, he's not gonna waste anything any experience and any skill that you've already been learning and developing. He's gonna use that some way, somehow. Just have to trust him.
I love that, and that literally links with the next point that I had, where we have to be willing to let go of the vision that we saw for ourselves.
Yeah.
In order to then walk in surrender to that.
Yeah.
Because if we don't let go of I must be married by 25, I must have 5 cars because I'm doing this so much effort. Then to go even deeper, this passion says music. I'm supposed to bust. know, a year after this. You get what I'm saying? Like, if we don't let go of these preconceived notions or these intense expectations or whatever, in a bid to then walk in surrender. Not to say that God won't make a bus, not to say God won't give it a car and all these things, but allow it to be allow God to do His thing and make everything aligned and stuff like that. So even if it's a thing where, as Brian was saying, you have to give up something for some time or whatever, maybe the principles behind, maybe even the chef, the person who loves to cook and whatever, maybe the principles of organizing all the ingredients, getting everything together and whatever, stewarding the money to make sure, or the budget to make sure that you purchase everything. Exactly. Hey, it's joke. You get me? So our reality is that, as Brian said, nothing is wasted, and we have to remember that God created us as a whole being. And so in creating us, He knows the different things that He would have deposited in us as our strengths and as areas for improvement and things. So therefore, God don't waste Him time. You get me? So for the fact that you would have spent some time developing this or developing that and stuff like that, there will come a time where, there will come a time where different principles will need to come back in place and come back in the fore to help you to achieve that purpose.
Yeah. I'm just amazed at something that just really dropped in my spirit as we were talking. I'm like, I don't know if you realize, but you just spoke to the root cause of that inner conflict. The vision that we have of ourselves. A lot of times that is what really and truly starts that inner conflict. Because we have
not only the vision we have for ourselves, but the vision other people place on us. Go on.
Hey. The vision we have for ourselves and the vision other people place on us. Sometimes, your mom really wanted you to be that doctor. And maybe even wanted it for yourself too. But maybe that's where that's not where God is leading you. Does it mean that your how many years of medical school will be wasted? No. Trust me, He will make a way. He's gonna use it. He's gonna use your knowledge. He's gonna use your practice. He's gonna use it to do the purpose and to help you to fulfill the purpose that He has for you.
Right.
He's gonna use it. But sometimes that vision or that imagery that we have for ourselves will be like, yeah man, it's so hard to let go because we've been nurturing it for so long.
Exactly.
We've been building it for so long. And now, after all I've done and all I have achieved, now you're telling me that I need to go into something else that's totally out of my bandwidth.
Exactly.
Totally out of what I even thought I would be doing now.
It's crazy.
And so that's the biggest part of the inner conflict, that you will have to let go of what you thought would have been the thing. And He's like, nah. I mean, he's like, nah, I mean, yeah, and I made sure to help you through all of that and achieve all of that. But this is actually where still I want you to be.
Right. Exactly.
And so there is a letting go at times in the passion. You talk about even like the birds. You can't coop up birds. A lot of times you have to let them fly. This is the only way you know if they've settled somewhere as their home. You have to let them fly and let them come back. If to really know, all right, have they chosen this place as their home? And that's even passion has to be like that sometimes. And the thing is, passion will go.
Really deep.
Yeah, man. The truth is, even passion will go, but it will come back. And it may not be the passion you had for some of them, because I was going to say that may not be the passion you had for a certain thing. It may not be a deep and a new and deep, different passion for something else.
Right.
Easily.
And funny enough, that's because passions tend to be closely associated with feelings, which is why persons say, you're passionate, and so it gets stretched a little more. But so especially what he said in terms of sometimes passions can fade and go away and then eventually come back or something like that in another form perhaps or something, is because I find that there are a lot of us who believe that passions are void of God. It's almost like, so fine, we can sing, or fine, we can dance, or whatever. So I'm passionate about it, so I'm pursuing that and whatever. But we leave behind the creator. We leave behind the person who deposited the talent, deposited the skill inside of us and stuff like that. But it's when we actually committed to God, and it's when we actually learn that, you know, yeah, He is the one that literally gives us breath and all of that, that we are able to truly determine whether or not that passion is something that's mere feelings, or something that will be fleeting versus something that will be continual and therefore used according to the purpose. You get me? The God-given purpose. So it's also important as we are looking towards balancing purpose and, you know, passion and stuff, that we keep God in focus, and that we keep Him, you know, at the center of our lives and stuff. So we need to be in a place where we are willing to allow God to sift, right? Help us to do some sifting. So as I was saying before, there's some passions that are fleeting along with our feelings. There are other passions that are meant to last, literally. And so I dare say that the ones that are meant to last are the ones that are therefore going to be aligned with the purpose. So for instance, I used to have a passion for crochet, surprisingly. I also used to love rollerblading. I used to love bike riding. I used to, my mom and I used to spend time with me roller skating and rollerblading all the time and all these things. I wanted to be in competitions and all these things. I also used to be on the track team. I used to do high jump and long jump and discus and whatever. And I used to really be passionate about it. Went to high school champs, all these things. But yeah, apart from just with age, you know, apart from age and thing, a reality is that, maybe the discipline that I learned from being on the track team or whatever, you know, has definitely helped me in terms of my current discipline and stuff like that. But at the same time, can I say that I'm passionate about watching track and field right now? No, maybe certain events. Can I say that I'm passionate about crochet right now? I bought thread to test that theory about a year and a half ago, and it's still in the bag. You know, like, it's just a reality. Versus now my intense passion for helping people through, you know, empowering them to make an impact through business, and through, you know, creativity and stuff like that. Like, that has stuck, and that's been from the get-go. You know, I've been involved in church doing all these things. Do you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So as you go along in life, God helps you to sift and stuff so that the things can properly align with your purpose. Mm-hmm. And so I think we should also be in a place where we are allowing ourselves to go through the process of that sifting. And I know it's kind of difficult because, I mean, some things you don't want to let go of. Some things, you know, you have fun doing and all these things. But God and your purpose should be paramount in terms of your intentions for your life. And I pray that you allow yourself to really be able to flourish with both.
And I feel like the interesting thing about it too is that as time goes and you grow, some things can just become something of a unique joy for you. You know, some things can just become, if you love painting or you love,
it's just a release.
It's just a release for you to like go somewhere and paint, or a release for you to like go do poetry somewhere, or it's a release to just take a photo. It's still a passion of yours, but it may not.
It's not intense pursuit of it.
It's not an intense pursuit. It's there mostly now to help you to sift through maybe stuff that you may need to do in the purpose or align with the purpose. So I definitely say have passion, but most of all have the audacity to have purpose
and pursue it. With that said, guys, I think this was a cool episode, and we pray that it encourages you to pursue purpose with all audacity, pursue purpose with all your might and stuff, and not be afraid to still have passions, but still give yourself over to the process of really creating that balance so that you don't have to deal with that inner conflict. All right, guys, so see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Later.
Thanks for watching the episode of Purpose Audacity, guys.
We really appreciate your support and we want to encourage you to keep watching.
Alright, so remember to like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you comment down below, alright?
We appreciate it. It helps us to build this community, expand this community, and above all of that, make an impact for the kingdom.
That's right.